Hi everyone, Gemma here. How are you doing? So I just wanted to come on and talk about authority and magnetic mastery because I've had some deeper stuff drop in about authority in the last few days, and this is just becoming so important right now. And what I'm seeing is how being the authority is making us magnetic to everything that we desire. So this is my call to you today as I'm talking through this, for you to tune in with what spaces are you the authority in, and are you being the authority in all areas of your life and of your business. Because something that I am seeing, and I get a lot of women come to me who have tried all the things. They've read all the personal development books. They've tried all the things. They've gone and done different training courses and modalities and certifications. And they're not working. And nothing is meeting them at where they're at authentically, like what they authentically need. And another thing that I see is people not feeling like they're being met at their level of depth. So let me know if this resonates with you in comments. I am an incredibly deep person. I always have been. My mother describes me as a deep pool. She's always said that you look into this deep pool and that is me. And I have always felt like in the spaces that I've gone into in the past, I have felt like I needed a space that met me at my level of depth. So if you resonate with trying all the things and they're not working, it is probably because you're either not the authority in that space, or they're not meeting you at your level of depth, okay? So what do I mean by the authority? Let's get a little bit more into this, because you might hear this term. You might have done my I'm the authority activation. Lots of you downloaded that and have had some incredible shifts. But what does it actually mean? So being the authority actually means, I'm just going to get up some of the, I've just made a list of what not being the authority means, but let's talk about what it does mean first. Being the authority basically means that you are led from within. You know that you have all the answers and you are empowered to make decisions. You feel powerful. You feel connected to your inner power. You feel connected to your natural innate healing abilities. You don't need to be attuned to anything. You're connected to that connection with source and your own energy and your own healing energy that has always been within you. And you're connected to your power in that you know that you can make a decision about what is right for you. And you can do that through connecting into your body and getting that body truth, getting those answers through body truth as well. So you now know from that space of authority that the answers do not exist in your mind and have never existed in your mind or in logic, but those answers exist within your body. So this is also one with leading feminine-led lives and businesses. So something that I have recently come to realize is it is all one of the same. So feminine embodiment, feminine-led businesses and lives, and coming from a place of authority and knowing that we are the authority and our bodies are the authority and that we know all of the answers and we know what is right for us, and craving spaces where we are held at our level of depth and where we can feel empowered, that we have all of the answers inside of ourselves, is part of being this authority and leading from this feminine space, okay? It is one of the same. So I have some things to share with you, because I made a list of what it feels like to not be the authority. I'm just trying to bring that list up because I'm just feeling I need to share that with you. It's not showing. Right. Okay, here is my list of how to know you are not the authority. So this channel threw me the other day. So firstly, you notice that people's voices are louder than your own, even the books you're reading on personal development. So are you finding that you're reflecting and thinking, maybe that person was right, maybe that opinion was right, maybe that person knows more than me, maybe that person or that thing, it could be a thing, right? Maybe that person has all of the answers that I seek. And this might just like pop in throughout the day. So, oh, I've just thought about what they said. Maybe they know more than me. Maybe they know the answer. Maybe they have the solution to all my problems. We see this in the online space a lot, right? Like, maybe that mentor will have the answer to my problems. Maybe that person knows, okay? And even the books that we read. So I've seen this happen where people read like these amazing personal development books, and then, well, the book said this, so I have to try this. Even if you know that something within you is saying something different, or you're reading a book. So a great example I have of this the other day is a friend of mine. She was reading a book that was written in co-creation with a Buddhist monk, and it had a lot of Buddhist philosophies running through it. Buddhist philosophy is just one way of looking at something, and she was questioning her own inner authority on something, because the Buddhist way to look at it was to have this certain approach that she felt was actually different. So she was actually going, is this book the authority? Like, is this saying that I should maybe do this instead, okay? Following advice from others instead of tapping into your own wisdom. Another really common one is after working with clients, you feel drained, you feel depleted. This used to be me, right? I felt drained and I felt depleted. And this was because I was not in that space of authority. And you might be thinking, how does this connect? But it connects because if you go into situations knowing fully that you are sovereign, that your energy field is sovereign, and that you are the authority, then you're closing down energy leaks, because you're already like in that space of that sovereignty of your energy field. You're going to then attract clients that are in their authority, that are in their sovereignty, so they don't have leaky boundaries either. Because what we start to find is this kind of has this kind of mirror knock-on effect. So if we have any energy leaks or leaky boundaries, and of course, like I'm always shifting and changing this and reflecting on this, and what do I need to work on? What energy leaks do I need to close? I'm not saying I'm perfect. This is like an evolutionary process. But if you're not fully in your authority and your sovereignty, you will then attract clients that are not in their authority and sovereignty, and the boundaries and lines start to become blurred. And there will be this, there's always an exchange of energy, like, with a paid conversation, a paid coaching client or healing client, there's always, going to be some kind of exchange. But when you're in that space of sovereignty and authority, it is a fair exchange. And then you don't leave that session feeling drained. So if you are leaving client sessions feeling drained, or meetings or calls or whatever that thing might be for you, that is a sign that you're not in your authority and sovereignty, okay? The next thing is not being compensated at the level you know you deserve, despite all the inner work and alignment that you've done. This is not like an egoic, oh, I deserve to be paid £1 million because I'm like so worthy now and amazing. It's more like, is there a fair exchange between the energy that you give and the money that you receive for that and for your work? Are you divinely compensated for your work? Is it, is it a fair exchange for you? If it is not, or if you are finding, I get called to, like, including the space I'm in right now, I get called to go to different locations to clear the land. Now, nobody in particular has asked me to do that. Nobody really knows that I'm doing that work, and there's nobody to then pay me for that work. And I used to get quite frustrated with this, I thought this was a holiday, I've been called to this place, and now I'm having to clear it. And what I now simply do is, as long as that, in that space of authority, as long as that place that I've been called to is like a big hell yes body truth for me, and I know that I'm there for a reason, I know that I'm divinely led to that space, I'll ask for payment from source. I will ask for payment from source, and I will receive that money in other ways. It always, always, always happens. So real life example of this happened exactly this weekend. I was away for a spa weekend in the forest with my friends. We had an amazing weekend for my friend's 40th, and we were called to this part of the forest, and we did some land healing and clearing when we were there. We didn't realise that we were going to be called into this, but we were called in, we were there together. We were there together as a reason, and we needed to do this work. And then we all asked for payment. We asked source for payment for doing this work on the land that actually needed to be done. It'd been needing to be done for like years and years. And out of the blue, my mum sent me money and said, here's some money and I want you to go and get a massage at the spa. So you ask for the payment, and it might not come in directly, but it comes in, and you are divinely compensated for your work. So really clear sign that you're not in your authority is that you're not being divinely compensated for your work. Okay? Your relationships, in particular in your love life, feels imbalanced. It might feel like for you that you are carrying your partner, you're energetically carrying your partner, you're having to clear your partner, you're the one doing all the healing work, all the grounding, all the clearing, rather than it being a co-creation, and your partner, might be just more the grounding one in the relationship, and you're here to work more in the energetic realms, but you have that balance. So when you're in your authority, you also start to find this balance in relationships, and you can find this like co-creation with a partner where either you can both do energy work together, and it might be one of you's more grounded, one of you's more up in the ether, and then you sort of swap, and vice versa. Or it might be that one partner, maybe the like divine masculine partner, is here to like be more grounded and be protective, and you're here more to work with the energy. Okay, so when we're not in our authority, we start to find this imbalance in relationships as well. And then the other thing is, I'm just checking my notes that I've put here. The other thing is that you are overwhelmed by the energy around you. So you might find that you're constantly clearing energy. You're constantly going to places, picking up energies, having to clear them. This is because you are not listening to yourself as the authority. So I have found with this, and this is so common, like if you resonate with being neurodivergent, sensitive, HSP and empath, like this is a super important part for you to pay attention to here. If you are the authority and you listen to that authority and follow through on it, okay? So it's not just, there is another stage to this. It's not just receiving the guidance about what that authority is telling you. It is actually acting on that as well and moving into the action of that. So if you follow the authority that your body is giving you on something, you will never get taken anywhere where there is too much energy for you to transmute. The only times I've ever ended up being completely energetically floored by things have been when I haven't listened to my body. My body has said no, but I've overridden it with my mind, either from a place of ego of like, oh, I'll be fine, I can clear myself, I've got all these skills, or from a place of like over empathy in that I must do this, I must give, I must go to this place, and my mind has kind of taken over in my body, over my body that is saying no, okay? So if you only follow your body yeses, you will not get taken anywhere that you cannot handle, okay? And that is what being the authority means. And this leads to magnetic mastery. When you lead from this space of authority in all areas of your life and your business, you will be able to manifest so quickly, and everything will come into alignment. And I've literally seen it happen over the last few days. So a real life example of this is this weekend. It was my friend's 40th, and I'm just checking in case there's any comments. It was my friend's 40th, and she had put the idea out and the suggestion about going away. Lots of different options were discussed. There was options around like going to like some different cities and stuff, which my body felt like a no. And then we discussed a spa weekend, and then we found an option for a spa weekend in the forest, and my whole body was like, yes, nature, spa, in alignment for me. That felt like a yes for me. So I said yes to that, and I went. What I also did as part of the authority, which has been like a real practice for me, is I stated my needs up front. So I was like, I cannot wait to spend the weekend with you. I cannot wait to have this girly weekend. And I'm gonna probably need some alone time. I'm gonna need some time on my own. I'm gonna need like a walk in the forest. And can we take food and cook all the meals? I'm happy to be mum. I was mum for the weekend. I did all the cooking. Can we cook all our own meals? Because it doesn't feel in alignment for me to go out to a restaurant. However, like I'll do the spa and we'll go swimming. And then I feel like we need to kind of just all be together in the forest. And that was what happened. And actually, when I shared that and when I was the authority of that decision, the other ladies came forward and said what they needed as well, and they needed slightly different things. So a bit like how a coaching contract works, right? Whenever I sit down to create a new coaching relationship with someone, we look at what do we need and what do we need to put in place and how we speak that now to create that psychological safety, so we know that is a safe space, so that we can work in that space where we are, you know, both the authority. So that was kind of how the weekend went. Like by me stating, yes, that's a hell yes for me. And what I need is this. It was like a yes and, which is like a beautiful consent technique. If you've ever looked at like somatic consent, yes and rather than yes, but I need. Yes and is a beautiful way of saying it. Yes and I need XYZ. And then the other ladies were able to come forward and say what they needed. So we went into the weekend in a space of authority. Then we were led to do work while we were there, which was all completely divinely guided. And I got my healing kit out yesterday, my quantum healing kit, and just ran through the charts to see what needed to be cleared from me. And there was hardly anything. There was a little bit of stuff from like being around people and being on the roads. But there wasn't anywhere near, the cats are making noises in the background, there wasn't anywhere near as much that I would have to clear. And I know fully, because I fully honoured my authority and my body truth to go and do that weekend, okay? So that is a fine example of it. And this is also why, and then I received the money for the massage, I received a new client coming in over the weekend as well. And this is also why, to become magnetic, to have that magnetic mastery, we also need to be in our feminine energy. So I needed to have the masculine structures, which was to say, this is what I need over the weekend. I can do X, Y, Z, and I need time to just be in the forest. So the masculine structures came in, which enabled that feminine flow. And we were all in like a really feminine space over the weekend with each other, where we were singing, we were dancing, we were channeling, there was light language, there was land healing, there was just being in that space with each other. There was times I was in like a mother energy where I was making food for everyone and I was like nourishing and loving everyone. So we were really in that space of feminine. So this is why, like, we need to look at these things of following excuse me, following that authority. The dog just looked at me like I was choking and she wants to come and save me. I'm okay. This is why we need to look at how we are the authority and then how we lead from this feminine space. So if this resonates with you, at the time of going live, I don't know what's happened since I've been live, there are just a few spots left on Magnetic Mastery at the launch offer. So the normal price of this course is 111. There are a few spots left at just 27 because I wanted to open up an offer to help as many people with this as possible, because this is the first time that this course has ever been live, and I'm just so excited about what I have created in here. So this is going to walk you through why trying all the things isn't working and how you can tap into your inner authority. We go through the 12 universal laws, which helps you to understand how this universe operates and how we can work with the quantum field from that space of authority. Energy clearing, which, as you know, is one of my favorite topics and is one of the most important spiritual tools that we can do. So we don't need to activate more. We don't need to connect to like all these different things and guides and things. The main thing we actually need to do is just clear our energy, and then our gifts, our natural gifts, can come in. So there will be there's an energy clearing as part of that, and I show you how to clear your own energy. There's a huge section on feminine mastery and how to become a feminine magnet for your desires, which is exactly what I've literally been doing over the last few days. So it really is about coming into that alignment with your soul, coming into alignment with your magic, coming into that alignment with your gifts. Then this is for you. And then there is another way to work with me at the moment, and the early bird for this ends on Friday. And this is my amazing quantum alignment program, which I just cannot wait for this round. Like, so many downloads are dropping in to support you in this round. And this is bringing together everything from my experience in the personal development world over the last 18 years for how you can get your life and your business into alignment with really like magnifying this magnetic mastery. And I'm going to teach you in this course, and you can become certified in this as well, how to do this work yourself with clients. So you'll learn how to clear energy and entities, you'll learn how to do coaching, you'll learn how to do shadow work, and you'll learn how to teach positive psychology, how to deeply support your clients through this transformation process. This is going to really deepen, like, I know if you're here, like, you're all about like the deep connection and deep medicine. This is going to deepen your medicine and your gifts even further. So you're going to be able to support your clients and have ripple effects out into the world where the impact that your clients are having is going to be even more potent and powerful. And I've had people's relationships up level. I've had people meet their soulmates by going through this program. People's businesses have 10 times their income. The results are just incredible. So I will pop the details for Magnetic Mastery and for Quantum Alignment below. And my suggestion is, if you want to do Quantum Alignment and you're not sure which option works best for you and you want to get in for early bird, pop me a message and we can talk through which option best works for you, which best suits your budget, because there's loads of different options and payment plans available to meet like different levels of where you're at. And obviously if you want to become certified in teaching this to others as well, just reach out to me and we can have a chat about that. So What will you do to anchor in more of your authority today? Let me know. And I'm sending you all lots of love.